Hello everyone and welcome back yet another time to the Heroes of the Storm public test realm. I said I was gonna showcase the changes for multiple heroes. Some have less changes than others, but I still want to cover them. So we'll look at that real quick. First, Brightwing. Her passive was where is it? There it is. Was recently buffed. So at level 20, instead of healing for 211 per 4 seconds, it's gonna heal for 263 per 4 seconds. It's definitely a nice update. Now as far as talent goes, at level 7, there seems to be a small nerf, Mystified, that used to reduce the cooldown by shooting mist by 1 second every time you cast a basic ability, is now only 0.75 seconds. Also at level 7, Phase Shield, after finishing the teleport, target of your phase shift gains a 400 point shield for 10 seconds. It used to actually be 20 seconds and be at least 33% stronger. As you can see here, it used to do 1.2k shield at level 20, and now it's only 877. So that's a rather big nerf, although I believe in competitive scene they only used phase shield. So, I mean, I always liked Mystified because I like to have more heals on Brightwing as opposed to shielding and moving around the map, even though that's clearly needed, but you know what I mean. Okay. And the last change is at level 20, Continuous Wind, which would make Emerald Wind do 2 additional waves, and now also increases the healing bonus of Soothing Mist by 7%, which is rather nice. I believe they recently changed it before this PTR that it would increase it by 8%, but now with this buff it's a total of 15% if you pick both talents. That's pretty cool. Let's move on to the next hero, which would technically be Cho'gall, but of course we have to do one at a time, so we'll start with Cho. Let's see. Its upheaval, which is his ultimate that pulls, seems to have his damage doubled. It used to do at level 20 110, and now it's 220. So yeah, 100% damage bonus. Why not? Level 1, Surging Dash, increases Surging Fist range and speed by 50%. It used to be 25. Seemingly a buff, however, the range could be somewhat of a nerf if you consider that you don't always want to go as far as that maximum range and then, I don't know, go into turrets and die. So yeah. But in general, it's a buff, especially because of the speed. Makes it harder to dodge. At level 13, interesting change. After using Surging Fizz, the duration of stun, slows, root, and polymorph applied to you are reduced by 50%. However, not silence anymore. I'm not sure if this applies to every hero yet, but this is an interesting change. This would mean that silence is like, I don't know, Sylvanas arrow thing would not apply and it would do the full duration. It's alright. I mean, it's an annoying nerf, but next we'll look at Gul'dan, which also received a few changes. Twisting the Nether, which used to be a 100-second cooldown, is now 80 seconds. At level 1, Shove, which was moved like from 16 to level 1, is now 30-second cooldown instead of 40. And at level 13, Speed of Twilight, which used to give every time you would hit an enemy hero with your Dread Orb, you would gain 20% movement speed, and now it's 30%. So decent changes. Why not buff him? Next up on our list is Gazlowe. First change is to Robogoblin. It used to increase your damage done to non-heroes by 150. Now it's 200% bonus damage. Why not? I always felt like he already did an insane amount of damage to structures, but I don't know, why not? It's true that Gravel Bomb is hard to not pick, because it's a really strong talent, but I guess we'll find out. Level 4, Clockwork, Steam Fists has changed. Basic attack increases the duration of active rocket turrets by 2 seconds. It used to be 1.5, so nice little buff. At level 7, Rocket Turret XL was slightly buffed. Instead of doing 50% damage to 2 additional enemies, it now does 60%. Why not? Some more buffs are always welcome. At level 13, Extra Large Bomb increase the range and radius by 30% instead of 25. Really small buff, but why not? Maybe to make it more comparable to the other talents in this row that are pretty well, not OP, but you know, really strong otherwise. Next we'll look up Kael'thas. Okay, first of all, its Gravity Lapse got a nerf. Instead of 12-second cooldown and 80 mana cost, now it's 90 and a 14 cooldown. Kind of an annoying nerf. However, in the talents, at level 4, Energy Roll, instead of 7-second cooldown reduction when you hit a hero, it's now 9 seconds. So if you manage to hit heroes and have that talent, which is now more worthwhile, you would essentially have the same cooldown as before. At level 1, Convection, which used to, after you hit 20 enemies with your Flame Strikes, you would get a 75 bonus damage to Flame Strike, and now it's actually 100 more damage. So that's cool. At level 7, Gravity Crush increased damage they take by 25% for 4 seconds. It actually used to be 30, so it's a small nerf again. Level 7 again, Sunfire Enchantment used to buff your damage by, at level 20, 401, but now it's 362 at level 20, so again a small nerf. So Kerrigan had some interesting changes. I think most of them are buffs, but I guess we'll find out. The first buff is to Ravage. Instead of costing 50 mana, it's now only 40 mana, so why not? Level 1, her talent, Energizing Grasp. It used to refund mana for each enemy hit by Energizing Grasp, but now it simply reduces the mana cost by 75%. Seemingly makes that talent incredibly stronger, but I suppose we'll find out. Sharpened Blade, again at level 1, used to increase your damage by Impaling Blade by 20%, now it's 30, also makes it a strong choice in that row. Siphoning Impact, so yeah, you now have to kill the enemy to actually gain the bonus health. Kind of an annoying nerf. Maybe it's just to make the other talents more, you know, competing. But so at level 4, Clean Kill used to make you restore 75% of your mana, increase the damage of your next Ravage by 20%. Now it's only 75% mana cost refund, but increase the damage of your next Ravage by 25 instead of 20, so a decent nerf slash buff. Fury of the Swarm was slightly buffed. It used to only do 50% damage around the target, now it's 60, so why not? Psionic Pulse, after casting Primal Grasp, deal 48 damage for 5 seconds. It was actually buffed. At level 20, instead of doing 75, it now does 106, so why not? Adaptation at level 7 would make your Ravage usable on allies, refunding half the mana cost and half the cooldown. However, now it's only 50% of the cooldown and 100% of the mana cost. So interesting. Assimilation Mastery at level 7 now also increased the duration of assimilation by 100%. Seemingly very strong. Was not there before. It used to only give you more mana and regen while you had simulation active. So cool. Level 13, Queen's Rush. They lowered the cooldown from 75 to 50 seconds and buffed the movement speed from 25 to 30%. So a nice buff. Next we'll look at Lunara. She received a change to Leaping Strike. It used to do, at level 20, 540 damage. Now it does 594, so a nice damage buff. As far as talent goes, at level 1, Photosynthesis now gives 10 mana per enemy hit instead of 8, but the maximum mana that you can get is still 40. So now you have to hit only 4 enemies instead of 5. At level 4, Time Lost Wisp now recharges 125 faster while you don't have a Wisp instead of 100%. At level 7, Nature's Culling has been nerfed. Instead of doing 200% more damage to non-heroes, it's now only 150. However, Splintered Spear, also at level 7, Splintered Spear at level 7 was also recently buffed. Instead of hitting up to 3 more enemies, you hit up to 4. At level 13, Pestering Blossom, that increased the range of Noxious Blossom by 40%, is now 50%. At level 16, Choking Pollen. Choking Pollen increased Noxious Blossom damage by 100% against enemies afflicted by your nature's toxin. Now it's actually 125. So a nice buff to that. Really cool, because I believe I would usually take that talent. And at level 20, Abolish Magic used to be a 45-second cooldown, now it's only 35-second cooldown. It now also Abolish Magic, it used to be a 45-second cooldown, now it's 35-second cooldown. It used to not affect fears, and now it does as well. Next we'll look at Muradin. Is Straight was recently buffed. Second Wind, it used to restore at level 20, 84 health per second, and now it's 112. And while you're below 40% health at level 20, instead of 164 health per second, it's now 224. His E, Dwarf Toss, got a lower mana cost, 55 instead of 70, and the cooldown was also reduced from 12 seconds to 10. And when you land, you now get the resistant buff, which reduces your damage taken by 25% for 4 seconds. Also, for talents, Give Him the Axe used to work when you would hit a minion, but now only works on a hero. Next up, just a really quick look at the Vikings. As I mentioned in my previous videos, bribe was changed, and special bribes also changed. It used to only have a maximum of 100 stacks on the Vikings, but now it's 200, so that you can effectively clear a whole camp, which would cost 160 for knights at most.